Sorry about that. Touched stop button by mistake, which is not hard to do with these so-called smartphones. Anyway, there we go. What can I say? It's a perfect representation of how they're messing about with our weather. How disgusting it is, to take away our summer again, our spring. I've been doing my homework with the chemtrail thing and weather modification. Gosh, try saying that with a skinful. And I think they've been doing this for a lot longer. I remember I was about 22, 23, and they started blaming it on this, the carbon footprint and, us warming up the atmosphere. It was nothing to do with the carbon footprint whatsoever. Hadn't really not much effect on anything. There are videos on YouTube to prove that. They're doing anything they can to get away with this mass, as far as I'm concerned, culling of the insect life, wildlife in general, and us. Yeah, like I said, this has already exterminated islands in the Pacific and continuing to do so. There we go. Weather modification. Look at that massive chemtrail. Look at it. That's disgusting. If that wasn't there, that would be a beautiful clear sky with a beaming red sun. But it's not, is it? See how the chemtrails break up and mingle in? See? That you can see your normal clouds doing the same. It's... Once you get an idea, you can't miss it. And I suppose later on we're going to get that horrible aluminium taste in their mouth and in the back of our nose, and and going up into the front lobal part of our brain. All that aluminium oxide we've been breathing in. Turn the harp on and whoom, we're all electric and buzzing, aren't we? Oh no, it's for your protection, or we have to do it. No, I'm sorry, I've done my homework. You are evil. The same people who killed JFK because he wanted to go for disclosure. That's right, people. So getting off the... Well, it's the same subject, because these are the same people that are doing this. They rule this world. They make us think money is the only thing that is worth living for. They force us to think there is no hope without it. When in actual fact, if you knew the real truth, you wouldn't believe it. You really wouldn't. But that's another subject for another day, stopping us from going into space, colonising planets, realising and discovering that there are other life forms out there, quite content with living in harmony with the moon and Mars and without us being there. There's all sorts of things going on, but mainly they don't want us to go into space. They want to keep us here retarded, making us think money's the thing that really matters, and going into space isn't. There's all sorts of things going on with these evil people. Disclosure, blow the back of your head off in front of your wife. We don't care who you are. Look at that, see, here we go. These grey ones, they just keep doing it. They just keep coming around and blocking it. Oh, there's nowhere else you can see them except in one place. And guess where that is, folks? Yeah, that's right. The sun. Look, see? Okay, it's just a normal grey cloud again, blocking the sun again. Come on. I don't know what it is about these grey ones. Now, you would be thinking it's just got there, right? So, timing by how long it got to get there and how much more it's got before it's out the way of the sun. Okay? You keep looking at your watches. Look at that big, massive chemtrail on top. See it? See how it breaks up into these cotton wool type bits, but they're not. the chemicals. And later on, when they fall on us, we will breathe it in. All the insects, animals, everything will breathe this in. The trees. You have no idea how much nature is suffering at the moment. It's unprecedented, it really is. Islands have died out in the oceans and the Pacific. There are islands dying right now. They can't sustain this bombardment. They can't. There we go, look. Look at it. But anyway, there we go, folks. This in the background is chemtrails. That's all chemtrails. This, I don't know what that is. One would have to say it's a horrible grey black cloud and nothing else. But look at it. It's just, it just even seems out of place, doesn't it? You know. These guys are using orbs, and these orbs are projecting holographic planes, and they're spraying our skies with them. You know, the poison you can see now is the same stuff that they're spraying on us. Okay? So what if they've got that sort of technology, then what is this black thing that I've got other videos of them. You know? It's a bit convenient, isn't it? Or or am I just starting to get paranoid at their ability of what they can do and what they're doing to us, you know. There we go. Chemtrails, normal clouds. See that weird, almost, it's like a fin. See that? That's a chemtrail, that's your cloud. Clouds getting in the way of the sun, going grey. Chemtrails behind them, kind of normal clouds, chemtrails behind them, blue sky. You can imagine what this looks like to a child, can't you? You know, it must be so confusing for them, especially if if you're a baby. You must be thinking, oh, that's normal, and it's not, and it must be creating some confused state in their subconscious and collective unconscious as to how they feel about life, the weather, and what it's doing to them. You know, they're growing up with this, and people that are around about 26, 27 years old, this is normal. This is normal to them. You know? This is normal. I can't believe that they think that this is normal. You know, and here we go again. Look, I mean, it's just this. Another big grey, splodgy cloud that just seems to be coming in the direction, blocking out the sun. And if I didn't know better, it feels like some evil kid somewhere with a little remote control going, no, you're not going to have it. You're not going to have your sun. But no, this is just a normal grey kind of cloud, coming through. Just you have to forgive some of my witterings, some of my over the top imaginings. This situation is unprecedented. If you have looked into it and understood what's really going on and what these people are really doing, they're keeping us like slaves. They're making us work for peanuts and creating recessions and stopping us from going into space and colonizing the universe as God intended us to. They're just money. It's just. Once you got all the things you want, once you do all the things that you don't have to worry, and it's all more or less made for you. You don't have to worry about anything. Just enjoying life, getting out into the universe as God intended us to, and to spread out, And what does that mean? That means money, that means wealth, that means understanding, that means, you know, power. And these people don't want you to get that. Like I said, that's why they blew JFK's fucking head off in front of his wife and everybody else, because they wanted to put a message across that we are not going to have disclosure. It's important that we do not have disclosure. We cannot lose our evil grip on this planet, on these people. We do not want you to go into space. Gravity, the film, yeah? We do not want you to go into space. There's an advert that comes on straight afterwards, the Leon Astra or whatever it's called. There's a kid, he's playing with a spaceship, right? And the spaceship comes from Moonbase Alpha, late 70s, early 80s cult space movie where we have a base on the moon, and it's called Moonbase Alpha, and the spaceships they use is almost exactly the same as the one as this kid's playing with in this advert for the new Leon Spaz or whatever it's called. And in the advert he takes this car that looks like one of the spaceships that they have on Moonbase Alpha, plays with it, it's his, you know, there's this bond between him, the toy, the car, his dad, he's got the car, and he looks at the spaceship when he gets in the car, and the spaceship's going, Wee! And he opens, you know, the window's already open, I think, and he just throws the spaceship out the window, you know, as a symbolic representation over the fact that I want the car and I want daddy, I don't want the spaceship, you know, with the subliminal meaning behind it, saying, okay, don't want to go into space, especially don't want to go into space with Moonbase Alpha spaceships, do we? You know, and they actually put this advert on whilst I was watching this, you know, Gravity. You know, don't go into space, folks. It's unsafe. Just before the recession hit, the man-made engineered recession hit, right, just before that hit, we were going to go back into space, we were going to go back to the moon. How convenient was that? You see this story unfolding, see what's really going on, see what they're doing, see these chemtrails in the background? You wouldn't think it, would you? If you're 27 years old, you wouldn't know the difference. It's disgusting. Anyway, I'm going to stop this video now. I just wanted to put this out there and let you know how all the birds, the bees, look, poor thing. Oh yeah. It's good to see it, you know. This wildlife has had a hard time. It's had a real hard time. You know, they're invertebrates. They breathe through their skin, through their shell. And that means they've been breathing all this aluminium oxide and all that shit in, yeah? You alright, mate? That's right, you take a rest here, mate. You're right here. You see, there is a war going on, people, and you need to please pay attention. Stop breathing in this crap that they're spraying on us and using microwave technology to make us forget it, you know. It's whatever it is they're doing. Please wake up, because this is really happening. These animals are suffering, all of them, including us. This planet is an organism, and they've started killing it. In the name of what and why? Cheers, people.
Beautiful, don't you think?
What?
The sunrise.
Terrific.